My name is Paul Sebastian. I sing and I play and I write. This is me stepping out into the world of being a solo artist, a performer in his own right, no longer supporting somebody else, but actually saying this is who I am, this is what I have to say, this is what I'm about. I know that I'm doing this because it's a simple statement, but I have things that I want to say. I have things that over the years of living that have been pushed on and impressed upon who I am, my heart and stuff, that I think that I need to hear again myself. I sing and play to remind myself, but I also sing and play to remind other people of the parts of ourselves that we kind of lose and forget about. It's funny, I have conversations with friends and people that I know about how they see and perceive music. It's a favorite question of mine. I love to ask them what it is they first saw in music, what it is that makes them listen to music so much, the people they listen to, and so on. And there's usually a dividing line between those people who listen to music for its strictly factual lyrical content and those people that actually listen for almost something beyond that. And I guess I've always been in the second category, that while the explicit message of the song itself is important, there's been something about the way it says it and the sonic textures, the melodies, the way it all blends together. Not ignoring what is being said through the words, but also taking into account what the notes themselves are saying. Or there's a truth and a beauty to that, again, like I just said, can remind you of who you are, of what's really important in a moment. It's like smelling salts. It can kind of cause you to come back alive or become awake again. And it's been those moments where, even in the last month, I've had moments where the mundane, day after day thing that we all walk through, you know, the routines, the jobs, the status quo and relationships and all of this kind of lulls us to sleep. And I've even had moments recently where music has been a thing that's caused me to, oh, wait a minute, yeah, okay, this is who I am. These are the things that I care about. Even if the song itself wasn't about those things, it causes me to remember. It causes me to remember who I was as a child, you know. And I guess that also kind of leads me to the other idea, which is the idea that I believe that the older we get, the more we have to fight to remain who we always were. Not the older we get, the more we find who we really are and shed immaturity and walk into what it is we've kind of come to discover as our identity. That we've really had it all along, and we're in this process of rediscovery and unearthing those things. So that's why I have the drive to do what I do. If I had to say between those two poles, cerebral or emotional, I want it to make sense. Of course I want it to be cerebral, but yeah, if it has to be anywhere, it has to hit here. It has to go way past your reason or your intellect. That's not where you live from. I mean, that's where you kind of compose the ideas that make your world in a way. But it's really just the thing that builds. What you build and why you build comes from here. The way in which you build it is all up here. So similarly, when I write, you know, songs, when I try to perform them, it has to make sense to be cohesive. So that is the cerebral part. But no, I mean, I would definitely say it's more emotional. And by emotional, I mean, I guess, resonance. You know, I want it to resonate. You can't really resonate with your mind. Anything that ever resonates with your heart, resonates with your soul, with your guts. And really, when I write songs, there's no consistent place. I mean, I think that's why I love creativity so much, because it's like lightning. You can strike it anytime, anywhere. It's usually not going to strike in the same place twice. And so I have some routines, some places I do go to in a very, very general way to kind of set a tone or to kind of put my head in a space to write. But a lot of times I'll even start, like I'll go and sit at a park I love. It's a favorite thing of mine. And sit with one of my lyric notebooks and just start to write. But that's not necessarily like a way for me to get where I want to go. It's a way for me to almost like start priming the pump or starting to dig the well. When it fills up with water, how it fills up with water, what kind of water it fills up with, that is something I have no control over. It comes from this place beyond, you know, where all of a sudden you'll have a couple of words and phrases, and even those kind of came to you in random moments of inspiration. You'll sit down and start to compose them or write them down on a page, and then all of a sudden one day it'll click. And yeah, it'll be as a direct result of me sitting that 2 hours in the park, kind of playing around and messing with the words, and that was kind of like laying the foundation for it. But a lot of times, the epiphany won't happen there. You know, that one line that'll set and make the tone for the entire song lyrically, that'll orient the entire direction, the emotional timbre of it, everything. That'll happen when I'm at work 2 days later and I'm sitting in a meeting where my brain is reeling from the fact that it's so unbelievably boring, and all of a sudden inspiration strikes, lightning strikes.